sir. How are you?
You can talk like
Doing fine, thanks.
Hey, I'm Colonel Russ Vernon from the National Purple Heart Honor Mission.
Okay.
Congratulations on your birthday today.
Well, thank you.
So I've got a little birthday surprise for you.
Okay. Glad to hear something happy in this world.
Well, the National Purple Heart Honor Mission each year honors a Purple Heart recipient from each of the 50 states to represent their state. And this year, from all the nominations from the state of Kansas, you've been selected as our honoree for 2023.
Well, thank you so much. I'm sure there are veterans that did more for the services that they were in, but I'm so proud that I could represent Kansas and the Marine Corps.
Well, I got a little problem with the Marines, but I'll get over that. I'm an Army guy.
Well, somebody had to be a caddy for MacArthur.
Yeah, over the years, I've gotten to appreciate the Marines. But I appreciate you, and you know, we don't select people based on their wartime service only. It's what you did since you came home. And, you know, all the years on the police force in Topeka and all your support for veterans organizations and all you continue to do for veterans means a whole lot to us.
Well, having been a veteran and still a member of the Marine Corps League and a couple other veterans organizations, it was my country too, and I was so proud that I could serve. And I'm glad I did. I'd do it over if I was physically able. There's times when I wish I'd have made a career of the Corps. Lots of times I think about it. I'm glad I didn't have to serve at there in South Carolina, because I wouldn't have been afraid to drink their water, to drink them out of worse places, probably over there in the islands. But I've had a great life, and I'm proud of what I could do. I wish I could have done more, and I wish I could still do more. But I have no complaints with the people I've been surrounded with, other law enforcement here in town, people I worked with in California. I just been a lucky son of a gun, that's all.
Well, you know, I feel the same way, how lucky I've been, how proud I am to have served. And one of the big things that we try to do is not only honor people of the country, Purple Heart, just as important is educating youth on what it means to be an American, on the sacrifices others made so they could enjoy the freedoms we enjoy as Americans. And I think that's more critical than ever today.
I think you're right, absolutely. And I'd like to see more stress from our people, from all of us, stressing pride in our nation and appreciation for our nation that God has given us. Take advantage of our beautiful, you know, the song was right. From sea to shining sea. It just, the words are there, but just people don't use them enough, I don't think.
Yeah, and it's important that we have examples such as yourself to help.
Well, it's people like you with those kind of campaigns that keep what we got left, what little we got left, alive and make us. I don't. Maybe us veterans don't talk about it enough.
Well, we talk about it amongst ourselves a little bit, but
well, a little bit. You know, a lot of us belong to military organizations, VFW, American Legion, but the guys that come home from World War I, they would have an annual convention and march and and parades and everything else. We don't do that anymore. And I personally think that one way to get them to going again is have band leaders like John Philip Sousa to, there's something about a marching band that'll make you stand straighter and keep in step better, and rather than counting cadence. I don't know. It just seemed like there's not enough stress made in schools on patriotism and what it's all about. I love this country.
Well, I hope in
If
September.
everybody in the United States praised and talked about their states like Texas do Texas, Texans do Texas, we'd be a lot better off.
Right.
But I like to see the sun shine in Kansas. Why I moved back here? I was in California. Did you see what a mess that is? I didn't do it, but
Well, I think things will turn. Everything's cyclical. But I hope you'll join me and us in September in New York. And hopefully the West Point cadets will march for us. And we'll see. They're
well, you know
pretty
what
good.
the Marine Corps says about being difficult? The difficult we do immediately. The impossible takes just a little longer. And with mottos like that, how can you go wrong? You never
can't
see a
go.
Marine badmouth the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Unless he's got mental problems.
Well, we're all proud, and I know today's your birthday, but I know November 10th's your other birthday.
November 10th, well, today's my 100th anniversary. I'm 100 years old today.
Yeah, November 10th's the Marine Corps birthday.
And I never miss a celebration. I fly my Marine Corps flag on December 10th. I brought it up out from its door downstairs, and I got it ready to go. But it got to wait. I got a couple other days you can fly the flag between now and then, which I do.
Well, sir, I can't wait to meet you face to face.
Well, I'd look forward to that. You're welcome here anytime. You want a pre-run or training run or whatever you call them? Why, you can come ahead and we can really chat together. I'd love it.
That'd be great. I spent 28 years in the Army, but I never spent any time at Fort Riley.
Well, I never had to spend any time up there either, but we got a lot of good people up there. It's a great town. Junction City and Fort Riley and Manhattan. It's a great area. And Kansas, well, going back to the 7th Cavalry and Custer, he's probably the only blot on our record.
He's buried at West Point. I see him every time I go there.
Yeah. Oh, well, if it wasn't for mistakes, none of us could learn anything.
You got it. And the Marines make a few every once in a while.
We don't admit it. Yeah, we've slipped up a time or two.
Well, our country without the Marines, we wouldn't be the country we are. We wouldn't be a country.
We were there at the beginning, and we've never gave up the lead since. First to fight, Washington took part of our first in the hearts of his countrymen, or whatever it was he used to say, or they used to say about him. And so what does he get? He gets a picture on a $1 bill, and Grant is on a $50 bill. There's something wrong with their balance.
Well, there's a lot more $1 bills out there.
Well, maybe that's the reason.
Right? It's like Lincoln's on the penny.
Lincoln, he made the $5 bill, didn't he? Or 10. I don't know. I don't get too many of those.
Well, we appreciate Washington and Lincoln a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, you read stories about Lincoln, and he was a lot better, wiser man than they give him credit for.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
sure
know how
was.
they judge intelligence, but we've had some great presidents. Because we've had some Lulus too, but you know, they talk about flowers and what they represent. Kansas selected the sunflower as their flower or their state flower. And to me, when I grew up chopping sunflowers out of corn rows with a hoe, they don't seem like flowers to me. They were weeds. Maybe I got the wrong attitude somewhere along the line.
Well, a few years ago, we honored another great son of Kansas, Senator Dole.
Who?
Senator Bob Dole.
Bob Dole was just what you see. He was a gentleman. He never missed an honor flight reception up there in Washington when I've been on a couple of them at different times. Bob Dole never missed a chance to greet a veteran. And he was a veteran, a real veteran.
Yes.
And I don't know, he just, and comical, he was funny. He could tell a joke.
But just like you, he shed some blood on the battlefield. But what a fine man he was.
He was a gentleman. And I'm proud to say a fellow Kansan. Yeah.
Well, I think, Bob, tell me if I'm wrong. Was Senator Dole the last Kansan we honored?
Yeah. Who's this? Bob Dole?
That's Bob is on the screen. Bob works with me. And Bob
He was, yes.
Yes, Bob,
Senator Dole was the last Kansan we honored, and I think you're in pretty good, he's in pretty good company with you, sir.
Well, I don't think I could consider what he did with what little I did. I went to represent I represented the country, and Bob, I don't know, he had more. He would have been a great president, I think. And he had a great wife too.
He was a great man.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. But sir, I hope
well, Kansas is made up of people like us. We're down to earth people, proud of our country, proud of each other, proud of the things we've accomplished. It's a great place, and it is the heart of the nation.
Yeah.
Heartland USA, that's what we're known by.
yeah.
I don't know, I just think we live in a great place, and certainly a great country.
Well, we're blessed, and
I'm
blessed to have
just proud that I was able to spend 4 years and 14 days in the Marine Corps defending our country in this crazy mixed up world.
Well, I just hope our young kids are willing to do that today. You'll
always find Americans that'll do it. Because you'll always find Marines.
All the forces.
Well, they're all there. Somebody's got to carry the luggage.
Oh, but Roberta and Diana, it's so nice to meet you.